All right, so okay, hello, hi, assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, and a very good evening, everyone. How are you tonight? Okay, so far so good.
Good
Yes, if
teacher.
Alhamdulillah, you can use your microphone, no problem. We take turn. Okay, so I hope that you are familiar with online class. Okay, all right. So I would like to welcome everyone tonight. Okay, so let's start our first class. So I will introduce myself. Tonight will be the first class. Okay, so the first class for you. And I noticed that we have returning students as well. Welcome back. Okay, so for your information, we have group classes like this almost every month. Almost every month. Last month tak ada because of puasa, because of fasting month, as well as because of Raya. So this is the second class for this year lah, basically. Second or third, basically, we have this class, group class, in January, February, as well as April, this one. Okay, so just so you know, this is English for Communication class. Welcome, everyone. And I am accepting students right now. We usually start on time, we finish on time. Okay, so that's the deal lah. Unless I said, please wait for me 5 minutes and then we will finish in, if we start at 9:05 with me, then you end at 10:05 like that. Okay, so I would like you to attend the classes because we don't have we don't have replacement class. Unless I am the one who cancel the class, I will replace the class. If you cancel the class, I cannot do anything. Okay, so you just look at the recording only. Okay, so again, welcome everyone, all 12 students in this class. Inshallah, you are going to learn English with me. Okay, so this is English for Communication, focusing on general communication, day-to-day conversation in English. Okay, kalau katalah tak faham, tolong bagi tahu. Okay, so if there are things that you do not understand, you let me know. So far, I speak simple English. I use Malaysian English, simple English, straightforward, easy to understand. I don't use complicated words. Inshallah, you will understand. However, if you have problems in understanding the way I speak, please let me know in the chat box. Okay. Also, if you have any questions that you would like to ask, but then you are scared to ask, you can also use the chat box. Okay, in this class, okay, just so you know, before that, I also noticed a few students coming. Welcome. Before that, okay, this is English for Communication class. We are focusing on general English. There will be communication happening in this class, even though this is online. Okay, so don't worry. Mistakes are acceptable. I welcome mistakes. You can make mistakes. Don't be scared of making mistakes. Don't be scared to try. Okay, these are the things that you need to understand when we learn. It is important for you to try to speak. Don't be afraid of making mistakes. You will be corrected. Let's say if you are making mistake and you are being corrected, don't be ashamed. Don't be ashamed of yourself. Okay, jangan malu. Satu, jangan malu untuk mencuba. Dua, kalau katalah kita dibetulkan pun jangan malu juga. Okay, so that is the way we learn. Alright, so I think I can mute kan, mungkin dia tak perasan. Okay, alright, so tak apa, kita just mute. So we take turn in online classes like this. We take turn to speak. One person speak at one time. Kalau dalam kelas physical kan macam you can speak at the same time and nampak macam okay, one person want to. So for online classes, we have to take turn. Also, you have to be in a quiet place, tempat yang sunyi, senyap, in a room at your house. I wouldn't recommend you to be at mamak stall ke, kan, contoh lah. I don't think it's you. I have a student form 5 yang macam, sorry teacher, I cannot answer your question. I'm at mamak. Macam, what are you doing at mamak? You know our classes is every Thursday, 8 to 9. Our classes is every Thursday for SPM students. Okay, I also teach SPM. I will introduce myself this. But then, I'm sorry, I'm here. I couldn't speak. Macam, you should have known this and you should be prepared. For adults, I understand a lot of you are working, kan? Ada yang bekerja, ada yang tengah drive. Okay, I would advise you every time class, if you can, try to be in a place that is quiet, senyap. You use laptop sebab the bigger screen, the screen is the better. Because if you use, boleh juga use phone, but the focus is small. I pernah belajar, pernah ambil master UiTM masa tu, COVID, sama COVID kan, bila kita guna phone dengan guna laptop lain. The focus is different actually. For me, I believe it's for you as well. Okay, that is my advice. So secluded area, tempat yang terpencil, tempat yang senyap, secluded area, use the best gadget for you. Best is laptop, and then communicate in English as much as possible. If you don't know how to do it, you cakap je dalam bahasa Melayu, I would translate for you. Okay, don't worry. This is how we learn. Okay, and this is not academic English to get an A in SPM. Okay, this is just santai. You can ingat macam tu. This is just relaxing, very much. Shouldn't be constraining. Dia bukan benda yang constraining. Dia bukan satu benda yang I would say, takutnya a lot of mental work. Speaking is the easiest. Okay, I would say learning how to speak is the easiest compared to learning how to write. Okay, so just so you know, we will learn more after this. Okay, so that would be some introduction from me, and welcome everyone. Again, this is Englishpedia Malaysia, brought to you by E1 Asia, teacher Asia. You can call me teacher or Miss Asia, whichever do you feel comfortable. Okay, so here at Englishpedia Malaysia, our classes are totally, dah sekarang ni dah ada physical class. So our classes like 80% online, only 20% for primary schoolers who are in Shah Alam. We have physical class in Shah Alam as well. So we have more than actually 15 English teachers. A lot of us have degree and master degree. Kenapa penting for me to highlight this? Because if you have a teacher who teach you with TESOL background, teaching English as a second language, that person is a qualified English teacher, I tell you. They know how to teach you, even though the person is Malay, even though the person is Russian, Japanese, Chinese. Tak kisah background dia tu bahasa apa ataupun dia dari negara mana, tapi kalau you ada teaching English as a second language tu, you are qualified to teach anyone to speak English as a second language in your countries or in a country that uses English as a second language. Sebab lain tau, negara lain macam Jepun dengan Korea, dia menggunakan English sebagai bahasa asing. English as a foreign language, TEFL. But in Malaysia, English as a second language. But my point is that if you have TESOL, if you have teachers who have TESOL, okay, they are qualified teachers, okay, so they are actually qualified teachers. So don't be scared lah. Walaupun macam I have a teacher. I remember I learned Mandarin. I learned Mandarin. Tapi yang mengajarnya tu ada, masa tu I was at university. Okay, yang mengajar Mandarin tu adalah Mat Saleh, mata biru, rambut blonde. And then kita pun macam, boleh ke dia ni? Kan kita macam question dia. But at the end of the day, no judging. You do not judge as long as the person is a qualified person who has credentials in where they are, they can teach you. Okay, so it doesn't matter. Sama juga macam Island Mandarin. Sepanjang kita fikir macam patutnya orang Cina lah kan ajar kita. Tak, kita jangan ada perception macam tu. Sebab macam last time lah when I said that Island Mandarin, Mak Saleh ajar, elok je dia cakap cakap Mandarin, no problem at all. Okay, and dia ada, in fact I feel like macam, dia punya pronunciation tu macam gempak lah juga, macam betul lah sebab dia pun dah duduk dekat China lama. Macam tu lah, these are the background lah. Okay, what I'm trying to say is that you have to have a qualified teacher to teach you lah. Okay, so this is Englishpedia Malaysia, your online English learning platform, and this is teacher Asia. I am an English teacher. I've been teaching for the past 14 years. I have a degree in Bachelor of Education, TESOL. TESOL dengan TESOL ni lebih kurang je, sama je. Cuma because of I studied at the University of Auckland, New Zealand, dipanggil TESOL. Dipanggil TESOL, Teaching English to Speakers of Other Languages. Okay, so but then I continued my studies in Master of Education, TESOL, at UiTM Shah Alam as well. I was a teacher at MRSM before, and then besar sangat slide ni. Okay, and then I moved to several institutions, which are College Professional Mara, India Makota, Asia Pacific International School was my last school. Now I am actually doing this full time. Okay, so if I'm still teaching here at these places, I don't think I have time to teach you guys as well. Okay, so I'm also writing books, and one of them is 12 Dances in English, and also I wrote the books that you will get, some of you tak dapat pergi, English for Communication, Speaking from Prompts for EASA learners ni are the books that is the book that we are going to use next week. I need to explain to you first. I need to tell you how to do it first. Then only we use the book. And then that's it. Okay. And I would like to know more about you. So I have to be very quickly because I want you to introduce yourself. I told some of you that we are going to do introduction. I would like you to talk about it, kalau boleh lah, in 1 minute. In 1 minute if you can. Tak tahu lah boleh tak 1 minute. Okay lah, 5 minutes maximum. Okay, so 5 minutes maximum. You talk about your name, location, one difficulty you face when using English, one goal for this course. Okay, actually ada soalan berkaitan dengan work. Sebab tu my job in 1 minute tu tajuk dia, the task is my job. But then I was thinking like macam ada orang tak suka cerita pasal pekerjaan dia. Okay, so tak apa, I understand. I have a story to tell you about job. Okay, some people they are professor Professor Madya, associate professor. Okay, so sorry kalau ada kat sini tak. What I'm trying to say is that whoever you are, whatever titles you have, if something that you want to study, you study. Okay, janganlah rasa macam you nak apa kau kata nak rendah diri ke, tak apa, it's okay, that's good, but tak apa, it's just that we just want to, for me on my part as a teacher, I would like to ask you, kalau katalah the question is related to your job, the reason why I ask you is because I want to find out how I can help you further, how can I help you more, because some people who are working in healthcare, contohnya healthcare, vocab dia lain dengan services ataupun operators ataupun orang, faham tak what I'm trying to say? So vocabulary yang digunakan oleh different people might be different. Okay, ada benda, tapi day to day conversation, general conversation, the vocabulary ataupun perbendaraan kata dia adalah sama dan berulang je. Okay, so tak apa. So I would like you to talk to me more about yourself. If you want to add about your job, that's fine. If you want to just focus on the bullet points, that is good as well. Okay, so name, for example, hi, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Teacher Asia. I live in Shah Alam. One difficulties that I face when using English is anything, vocabulary ke, tapi satu je. Okay, sebab nanti satu yang paling obvious, yang paling macam annoying sekali. Okay, I have problem with pronunciation. I have, nanti I tanyalah pronunciation apa yang you have problem tu. Kan, sometimes you rasa satu je perkataan you tak tahu, lepas tu you rasa problem tu adalah pronunciation. Kan, so that is not a problem actually, but that's fine, you let me know. And then one goal for this course ni, one goal you want to learn from this class. So one goal that I would like to learn from this class is I would be able to speak confidently and fluently. Kalau boleh spesifik lagi, ataupun I will be able to know the way to understand ways to learn English. Janganlah sama sangat. Kalau you perasan macam orang lain macam sama, you lain sikit. Okay, so who would like to start? Okay, dah 16 orang. Okay, who would like to start first? Less than 5 minutes per person. Okay, anyone? Kalau tak, I akan call lah. I call random person. Anyone press ni? Okay,
Hello,
Miss.
everyone.
Okay, Miss apa tadi? Nordiana. Okay, Miss Nordiana, over to you.
Okay. Hello, everyone. My name is Nordiana binti Syam, and I'm from Dengkil, Selangor. I'm currently working in one of statutory bodies in Malaysia. So one challenge I face when using English is that I sometimes feel frustrated when I can't express myself better in English. Sometimes I'm stammering or stuttering, and my goal for this course is for me to find a place so that I can practice speaking and conversing well in English. So I think that's all from me. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Okay, Miss Nordiana, I am so proud of you because you're the first person and it shows your bravery. Okay, so that's good, that's good. And also, you got frustrated when you can't express yourself better. I would immediately say that the problem lies in vocabulary. When you have lack of vocabulary, pergunaan kata, when you don't have enough, when you don't have a good range of vocabulary, that is when we stutter. That is when we stutter. Bukan masalah grammar, not really much on that. Grammar dia berkaitan dengan struktur ayat. Contoh, I go to school, or sebut school I go. That is the problem with grammar. Okay, so but then again, if you have problem with I go to there. So perkataan tu tak ada meaning tu. So I go to, but then you don't know the word. Okay, so this is an example. Boleh jadi benda lain pun. Okay, so this is an example. Okay, I go to there. Ataupun kita perlu mengeratkan silaturahim. Ataupun Aidilfitri mengeratkan silaturahim. Okay, Hari Raya celebration is one of the ways to mengeratkan silaturahim pula, tak tahu. Okay, so that means we are lacking of vocabulary. So we can say Hari Raya celebration is the best way to strengthen the bond. Actually senang je. Perkataan tu lah tak ada, strengthen the bond. Strengthen the bond, or it's one of the ways to foster good relationship with each other. Foster tak ada pula kata foster. Okay, so you can Google it. Okay, if you are, okay, lagi satu, if you are, if you found words, new words that you know, that you just heard, contoh foster kan, cari Google, write down in your vocabulary book. Semua orang by now kena ada buku vocab. By now you have to have a vocabulary book. I will tell you, I will explain in detail why vocabulary book is important. Kalau katalah macam masalah dia adalah vocabulary, you start with vocabulary book. Semua orang by now, tak kisahlah buku latihan, buku 55, every time. Itu satu, first step is to have a vocabulary book. Second step is to write down words that you just heard or you just found, or you just found out. Okay, foster benda apa tadi? Oh, okay, foster menggalakkan, mengharapkan, ataupun foster tu mendidik sebenarnya, tapi kita kena combine dengan perkataan tu dia jadi maksud lain pula. Itu nanti if I cerita panjang-panjang nanti dia akan jadi cerita lain pula. Dia akan jadi collocation. Have you heard of collocation before? Saya nak type sekejap collocation. Okay, so collocation pula adalah, collocation ni adalah kita panggil sebagai natural pairing. Macam foster good relationship, spread awareness. Sometimes kita belajar satu perkataan, spread je. Contohnya spread the butter. Actually, spread tu boleh combine dengan banyak perkataan. Kalau you ingat dua perkataan together, strengthen the bond, foster relationship, apa tadi, spread awareness kan, untuk memastikan orang sedar, and then you have two vocabulary at the same time and you hafal benda tu, every time you need the words, then you can speak fluently and confidently. You tak fikir satu-satu. Faham tak? So itulah antara teknik dia. Teknik dia, you have to, okay, you can check what collocation is. Collocation ni kita panggil you pair dua ataupun tiga perkataan together. Dia bukan ayat, dia kita panggil sebagai frasa. Setting, setups, banyak macam dua perkataan yang memang together. Contohnya give in, give up pun is collocation juga. Okay, so these are the ways, the techniques lah for me. I would say it's something that you can use as well. Words that when they are paired, they mean something else. Okay, so itulah collocation, antara tekniknya lah. Okay, alright. Thank you very much, Miss Diana. Okay, how about others? Anyone else would like to introduce themselves as well? Okay, I take this one. Okay. Miss Nora, do you want to start?
Yes.
Okay, over to you. All right. Okay.
Hello, my name is Nora Lunia. I'm from Semenye. Currently, I work as a content creator and influencer. I create video for brand, especially in beauty, lifestyle, and review product. Betul ke? Betul ke? Cara saya sebut tu?
Difficulty.
Difficulty.
Okay, yes.
Sorry. One difficulty I face when I'm using English is sometimes it's not confident to speak fluently, especially when I need to speak fast or in front of people. My goal for this course is to improve my confidence and speak English more smoothly, so I can communication. Macam mana how to spell
I can
communication?
communicate je.
I
Stop sampai
can
communicate.
I can communicate better with client and grow my career internationally. Thank you.
Oh wow, very good. Okay, so communicate. Just double check. Sometimes you guys boleh sebut je. Just you're not sure of how the words are being spelled. Okay, so okay, you tengok betul-betul communicate. Dia tak ada miss anything pun. Dia memang sama. What you see is what you say. Okay, communicate. Okay, communicate. Okay, so far so good. Okay, communicate. Communication. I would like to communicate is a verb. Okay, but if you say communication is a noun, kata nama. Itu saja dia beza dia. So I would like to communicate. Okay, so far so good. Yes. Okay. So far, yes, both of you, Miss Nordiana and Miss Nora, both of you actually can speak in English. Okay. If you can introduce yourself, that's a good step. That is the first step. That is a good try. For me, if you are understood. Okay, kita tak pergi jauh. For you to be able to introduce yourself, you can actually speak in English already. Sometimes we put the bar too high. Kita letak satu aras yang terlalu tinggi and then kita rasa macam we are always not enough. When we are always not enough, then you feel like you are always not good. Faham tak? For me as an English teacher, okay, my job is to tell you what is enough. Okay, so that you know, I'm good already. So for me, if you are able to introduce yourself in English, you can speak in English already. Other than that, nanti orang tanya pula, teacher, introduce yourself, senang je. You just talk about, yes, but not everyone can. Tak semua orang boleh buat. Tak semua, serius. I have taught, okay, pernah ajar student, teacher, can I, tak apa, mungkin ada juga dalam group ni, it's okay. Can I speak in BM first? Teacher, tak, dia tak cakap English. Boleh tak cakap dalam BM dulu? Boleh tak saya? Boleh. I said, tak apa, at least you try and then I try to translate for you. But then again, for those who can actually introduce yourself, you can already speak in English. The thing is that's why I say people put the bar too high. You feel like people who are fluent only can speak in English, but you cannot say that because we speak English as a second language. Kita ni semua ni adalah mereka yang menggunakan bahasa Inggeris sebagai bahasa kedua, bukan bahasa pertama. Kalau bahasa pertama tak ada isu. And it's almost like you suruh Mak Saleh cakap Melayu. Boleh ke dia? Can they introduce themselves in bahasa? Tak boleh pun. But then if you can introduce yourself in English, you can speak English already. So what are the parts that you need to improve more is, like I said, you have to increase your vocabulary by hook or by crook. If you want to be able to speak fluently and confidently, you have to increase your vocabulary, which I had explained to you. The first step is kena ada buku vocab. You have to write down words that you do not know. Perkataan yang you jumpa, you baca, you jumpa, you tengok TV, tengok movie, Netflix. Oh, apa benda dia sebut ni? Okay, tulis, cari. Benda ni kena rajin. So these are the things that you have to do, and you have to be really diligent. Okay, benda pula diligent. Who knows the meaning of really diligent? Okay, diligent. Tak apa, I think I kena type supaya you guys nampak. Another word for hardworking is diligent. Diligent. Hardworking. Okay, so diligent, you have to be diligent. You have to be always persevere. Benda pula persevere. You always have to never give up. Perseverance. Okay, perseverance is a noun. Okay, this one is an verb. Is a verb. Persevere, you always.
Persevere.
Okay, so kalau katalah macam you nak Google, cari Google and then cari masuk perkataan di sini and then tak sure pronunciation dia macam mana, you boleh guna this one. Okay, so I teach you a lot already. Okay, thank you very much, Miss Nora. Okay, so anyone else? Thank you. We have to be quick, guys. It will be last
Hi.
ni. Okay. All right, Miss Amy, over to you.
Okay. Hi, teacher Asia and everyone. Okay, actually, my name is Rosaimi binti Nuddin, and you can call me Amy. I'm from Cheras. Okay, I'm working in insurance company in IT area, which I need to speak in English something like every day. Uh, uh, most of the time in the meeting lah. Okay. So I have a problem during my presentation or in the meeting because sometimes I got lost when I try to speak in English. So it's not sync from my mind with my my speaking. So that's why I joined this English to wanting to overcome my nervous and try to build my confident speak in English with other people. That's all.
Right, thank you very much, Miss Amy. Actually, yeah, you can explain yourself well. Okay, congratulations. And I understand completely what you were saying, which is good. Okay, doesn't sync. Okay, that's very interesting. What you think doesn't sync with what you're saying. Why does it happen? Okay, so one thing that I can say is that you need a lot of practice. I think you can speak in English already. Okay, I believe that you can speak in English already. No problem with that. My advice to you is to keep on speaking, practicing. The problem comes when it doesn't sync is that you are hesitant, you are thinking too much. If there are words that you want to say but it doesn't come, kita nak cakap tapi perkataan kita tak datang, you choose other words to say that. Faham tak? Macam you want to say I'm happy tapi let's say ni senang je. You want to say I'm happy tapi perkataan happy tu tak datang. There are many ways to say happy. I'm over the moon. I'm excited. And then don't be sorry to feel like, okay, I was thinking about another word, but another word comes in my mind. Don't feel sorry to yourself because you couldn't get the word. You just move on. As long as the meaning is similar. Sebab dalam bahasa Inggeris, there are many ways to say the same thing. Happy tu ada banyak perkataan happy, jovial, excited, thrilled, I am thrilled, I am over the moon. Banyak cara nak cakap tu. So that's why I said we have to also increase our vocabulary. But then again, if there are words that you want to say, it doesn't show up in your mind, you find other ways to replace the word. And don't be sorry if you think that I don't know what's the word, and cari je perkataan lain. Okay, so that's it. All right, thank you very much. Okay, overcome nervousness tu pun, that can also happens to anyone. That's what makes it human. Itulah yang menjadikan kita manusia. Okay, that what makes us human. For me, it's okay to be nervous, and sometimes nervousness comes with your how to say, you are scared of making mistakes. You are scared of saying the wrong thing. Don't be scared of saying the wrong thing. If people misunderstood you, you explain again so that they will understand you better. Okay, so that would be my advice. Okay, thank you very much, Miss Amy. Okay, anyone else?
Amy.
Miss Bella. Okay, over to you.
Okay. Hello, everyone. My name is Nabila. You can call me Bella. That's a short name. So I live in Rawang. I work in a international company. So that is my problem because I can understand what people say, but I can reply them, but lambat sikit lah. Then I have a problem with their accents also. And then sometimes during a meeting, I need to open the translator behind so that I can understand what people say. Because I have two problems here, their accents and their vocabulary, I think. So that is my main problem lah. That's
Alright,
all.
thank you. Okay, thank you very much, Miss Bella from Rawang. Okay, so mind asking, what kind of accent are they using?
British accent.
British. Okay, okay. Do you know which part of UK are they from? North ke, south ke? Sure.
I'm not sure lah.
But it's
Because the
everyone or
mix,
just mix?
some from Australian, some UK, some US, something like that.
Okay, okay.
Hmm.
All right, thank you very much. Okay, tak apa. I will explain to you the story about accents. Okay, right now. Okay, so all right, so good to know that I am. You guys, for those who just arrived, didn't listen earlier, that I studied in New Zealand. New Zealand and Australia, both of them they speak almost with similar accent, but totally different from, bukan totally lah, I would say still English, but the way they sound and the vocabulary that they use are not the same. Okay, a lot of things are not the same as compared to British, Malaysian, as well as UK. UK, American pun lain, Malaysian pun lain. So Australia, if you say Australia, New Zealand, I understand. I give you an example. When I first arrived in New Zealand, when we studied there for 4 years there in New Zealand, I had no idea. I think that I understand like kalau 100%, 40% je, 40%, 60%. Even though we are TESOL student, TESOL student learn English as a second language, we are going to come back, teach as English tau. This is like, for me, it's like, benda dia cakap ni. It took me, I think about several weeks to understand them. And finally I got it. When I got it, it's just this tau, benda, there are certain things that they say. For example, pen, P-E-N ni, yang pegang ni, yang kita tulis ni pen, dia panggil pin. Assessment, dia panggil assessment. And then we were struggling. I told my friends, I said, kau perasan tak? Oh ya, aku perasan. Aku pun tak faham juga. Kita pun ingat kita seorang je tak faham, punya orang lain pun tak faham juga. Okay, when you share the concern, at least you know that you are not alone. Bukan you tak tahu, bukan you tak pandai. It's just that it's the different sound. So you bayangkan, can you give me the pin? Can you give me the pin? I cakap, pin apa? Kau nak cari pin? Pin apa ni? Macam pin. Yang kita dah fikir pasal kerongsang kita lah, pin. Oh, pen. Pen. Okay, so that is like the first encounter. Benda yang paling obvious yang kita orang tenganga sekejap adalah the sound of E. E dia tu, air dia tu, kita macam pen lah, air, pen, assessment. Dia panggil pin dengan assessment. Oh, susahnya nak sebut that, but everyone is like that. And then kita orang macam kita orang maintain je, kita orang punya assessment, pen. Can you give me the pen? Lantak kau lah, kau yang kena faham pasal pula kita orang ikut orang. Something like that. But we understand each other at the end of the day. And right now, I feel like I really love the accent. Australian accent, New Zealand accent are among the accents that I love to hear again. Okay, it's something like, nombor 8 contohnya, 8. Tu kita sebut 8 je kan? Okay, tahun berapa tahun? Okay, 8. Kita sebut 8. Dan dia sebut 8. 8. Lepas tu kita macam, lama-lama kita akan tahu dia merujuk kepada apa. Okay. So it took us for me, I took about several weeks to understand them. But you have to find out what are the differences between the sound system with your sound system, the way we sound and the way they sound. That's it. Okay, and then for British accent, I understand. I was in the UK for 1 year. Setahun kita orang duduk situ pula, because my husband did his master. Kalau you perasan dalam Englishpedia Malaysia TikTok punya ada banyak video overseas tu, because I live in London for 1 year, and then I noticed that the way they speak, Londoners, they are okay, but then when you go to Scotland, northern part, Manchester, Liverpool, or the northern part you go, it will become harder and harder. Even Irish pun susah. For me, it's like, kena ulang balik dia cakap tu. Tapi faham je. Cuma you kena dengar betul-betul. Ataupun suruh je dia orang ulang balik. Okay. So, American is the easiest because I think we watch, I don't know, myself, I grew up, even on television pun, TV1, 2, 3 pun, a lot of American movies, Hollywood movies something that we get used to here. But then for British, Australia, New Zealand, yes, you have to get used to it. For me, you don't have to change yourself. Tak perlu ubah diri sendiri. You just be yourself, speak Malaysian English confidently, normally, maintain our culture, maintain our background, maintain normal our ethnicities, but at the same time, we tend to grow to learn about how people sound so that we know how to respond back to them. And on their part, untuk mereka pula, on mereka punya macam British, kalau dia orang tak faham kita, then they have to understand us. It's not us who have to change. Faham tak? Why we have to succumb to you? So those are the things that I want you to remember, that be proud of our roots, just speak normally, eloquently, confidently, as long as people understand you. Accents are the things that we cannot simply, oh aku nak imitate lah accent ni. Tak, sebab accent ni you have to be born and brought up. Kalau tak born pun you kena membesar kat kawasan tu, then only you can get it. Okay, so tak apa, you just sound like Malaysian speaking English as long as people understand you, and be proud of who we are actually. And that's their job lah, to understand us as well. And at least we are here and doing, at least kita cakap BM, orang faham tak? Okay, so they also have to do the favor. Okay, so macam itulah. All the best, apa, insyaAllah, Bismillah. You can actually speak in English. Okay, one thing for sure. Okay, so thank you. Okay, next, moving on.
Hi, teacher.
Hi, okay, all right, over to you, Mr. Muhammad.
Okay, teacher. My name is Muhammad. I am from Batu Cave, Selangor. Kejap. Okay, what's my problem when using English? I understand everyone speaking, everyone talk, but I don't know how to respond back. So my confidence very low because I don't know them understand or not what I say. That's my problem lah. So my goal, I hope I have more confidence and how to apa pendekatan supaya when I talk English, I don't care them understand or not. That teacher.
Okay, all right, thank you very much. Mind asking, where are you originally from? Are you from Kelantan or East Coast, anywhere?
Kelantan.
Yes, I got it. Which part of Kelantan are you?
Yeah. So I have two jobs.
Sorry. You have two jobs, okay.
Okay, I have two jobs. One, I am therapy. Secondly, I police.
Oh, you are doing therapy. Is it physiotherapist?
Yes, chiropractic, massage. Every apa-apa penyakit, insyaAllah I can do lah. Sleep disease, sciatica, migraine, vertigo, every I can do. I can help.
Very good.
Okay.
All right, thank you very much. Okay, Mr. Muhammad. Okay, so that's very good. Okay, so you did a lot of things and you have a lot of skills, most importantly. But then when you say that you understand but you don't know how to respond, actually you understood my questions. Okay, you know how to explain yourself. I understand completely. Most important thing, when you introduce yourself, I understood what you were saying. Okay, so that is a very good start. Okay, for me, I would say, for your case, practice more and don't be scared of making mistakes. And don't think too much about the sentence structure, focus on the meaning, focus kepada maksud. Okay, do not think about present time, past time. I know this is an example. I did not notice, I don't think that you think about that just now, but then my advice is that do not think too much about the sentence structure. I want you to focus more on the meaning first, maksud yang kita cuba sampaikan tu first. Okay, so that is the start, and then we cannot be too quiet when we are learning, or when you want to speak to other people, you cannot be too quiet. Okay, so you just have to try your best, and then speak as much as you can. Okay, so that would be my advice to you. Okay, and then if you don't know the approaches of learning English, I will talk about it later in the next class perhaps. Okay, so I will share with you the ways to learn English, and one of them, apart from attending classes like this, satu benda yang sangat powerful to everyone. Okay, this is the secret. I think it's not a secret pun. Everyone knows this. Reading, kena banyakkan membaca, banyakkan baca apa sahaja bacaan. Pendek, cerita pendek ke, cerita panjang ke, novel ke, satu paragraf ke, dua paragraf buku kanak-kanak. Anything that requires you to read, that is the key to success as well. Trust me. Okay, baca. Okay, all right, thank you very much. Okay, how about other people? Next person?
Me, teacher.
Okay, over to you, Miss Fatin.
Okay. Hello and Assalamualaikum. My name is Fatin Nurhayati Izzati binti Tarmizi. I am from Selangor and I am 24 years old. I'm fresh graduate and currently looking for a job. I find it difficult to use English when communicating with others people. My goal in taking this course is to improve my communication and writing skills and to speak more confidently in English, especially during interviews or at work in the future, inshallah. That's all from me.
Thank you very much, Miss Fatin. Oh, you just graduated in what course, mind asking?
Economics in UKM.
Wow, so you are good with numbers, right? Economics.
Inshallah.
Economy. Okay, very good, very good. So I need random question. How well did you do? How well was language subject for you when you were at school compared to other subjects? Okay, or another question is that what is your favorite subject at school? First of all.
Favorite subject at school. Kalau sekolah menengah, saya lebih kepada ekonomi. Sorry kalau cakap bahasa Melayu. Kepada ekonomi.
Okay.
Sebab sekolah menengah pun saya ambil ekonomi juga. Saya lebih suka belajar look semua tu.
Alright, favorite subject. Okay. When you were at primary, macam lain je? Macam sekolah menengah, sekolah rendah. Okay, so when you were in primary school?
Primary school, English and BM. Okay, would be fun.
Yeah, I have a question as well. I will explain to you why I asked this question. Okay, why does it change? Why does it change between when you were in primary and secondary? Why does it the change in terms of the subject that you learn? For example, when I was in primary school, I like this subject. When I was in secondary school, I like this subject. Okay, what is the factor?
The factor is when I'm in sekolah menengah, secondary school, there is a major pengkhususan ekonomi. So I enjoy to learn a concept of law, economy.
Okay. Does it have to do anything with the teacher who's teaching you?
Yes. Ada main peranan juga.
Main peranan. Okay, all right. So I will tell you more about this. Okay, thank you very much, Miss Fatin. I learned a lot from you just in a few minutes. Okay, all right. So guys, okay, when we listen to other people, you guys have to listen as well. I think this is very important. This is like about learning from others as well. Okay, so even though it's not really about you, but also from about other people, actually you can learn a lot from other people as well. This is how we learn. Okay, so when I asked Miss Fatin about what's her favorite subject, right? Okay, this can happen to anyone. it means that macam ni tau, not everyone is good at languages. Bukan semua orang bagus dalam bahasa. A lot of people coming here, they are good with either math, science, okay, technical, benda yang technical. A lot of people, that's why you're here. Okay, kalau dah pandai, kalau yang dah pandai tu, dia tak ada pula belajar kat sini. Macam tu kan. So, I think everyone is good actually. Everyone is, for me, you guys are bukan beginners dah actually. Okay, maybe I haven't heard others as well. But so far, you guys not beginners dah. You are at intermediate level. It could have been that you are advanced juga, tapi I need to hear more from you as well because it's just an introduction. But I would say that you guys so far are not beginners, bukan bawah, bukan macam tak tahu langsung. You know something. That's why I say if you can introduce yourself, you can speak in English already. Okay. And about maths is that dia macam berkaitan dengan otak kiri dan otak kanan. Okay. So maths is, if I'm not mistaken, you are good with left brain. Okay. If it's a language, it's about right brain. This thing develops as you grow. Sometimes you did not notice that. But as you grow older, you know that what are the things that you're good at. Okay, so if my point is that, let's say you are good with numbers, you are doing economy, you're doing sciences, anything related to skills, for example, even skills pun, you are good at those things. Okay, janganlah rasa kita rendah diri, janganlah rasa kita lemah pula just because we are not good in English. That is my point. Okay, so just because you're not good at everything doesn't mean that we are failing at something. Of course, we have to learn things that we do not know. For example, if you ask me to explain about a chemical reaction, for example, I macam dah lah tak minat sains, kan, macam tu kan. These are the things that I don't like. It's not my forte, but it doesn't mean that we are failing. It's just that we are good at something else. Always think like that. Okay. And then peranan guru. Peranan guru sangat-sangat penting. I do agree with you, Miss Fatin. Kalau katalah you rasa cikgu yang menyebabkan you suka ataupun tak suka sesuatu subjek, I do agree with you. For me, I like the subject because of the teacher as well. I like English because of the teacher. It started off with a teacher. A tuition teacher masa sekolah rendah. A tuition started off from him, and then I grow and I become I love to learn languages. So maths pun suka juga, tapi at the end of the day I like learning English juga at the end of the day. And somehow when you find the right teacher, it is very motivating. It is motivating. Cikgu tu tak mengajar dah pun, tapi you study for yourself. You do it for yourself, not because for others. This is when you achieve the level of awareness that you do it for yourself means that you are self-independent learner dah. This is important tau, self-independent ni. Self-independent learner is a term that we use among teachers. Memang ada dalam kajian pun. Kita panggil sebagai independent. Okay, learner. Okay, meaning that you can learn something on your own without force. So independent learning. Self-directed, sorry, I dah silap cakap. Okay, independent learning, self-directed learner. Self-directed learner ataupun self-directed learning. Itu nama dia. Kalau you dah sampai this, I think this can happen to everyone juga at this age pun, especially. So you have to become self-directed learner. You are directing yourself, not because of other people. Okay, so okay, thank you very much. Okay, everyone else. Okay, next person.
Hello, can I?
Alamak, sorry. Termute pula. Okay, over to you, Mr. Firdaus.
Hi. Oh, okay. Hi, everyone. My name is Firdaus. I am a student from Selangor. I am very happy to be in this class tonight. One difficulty I have is feeling confident when I speak English in front of many people. When I have to do a public presentation, I often feel nervous and it's hard for me to find the right words. My goal for this course is to build my confidence. I want to be ready to deliver a presentation at a conference in the future. I hope this course helps me speak clearly and feel brave when I on stage. Thank you.
So far so good. Thank you very much. Why do you feel like this is a problem? So far it's clear, smooth. Okay, so why do you think that is a problem for you?
Okay, maybe I have some idea in my head, my brain, but when there are Q&A session during a conference, for example, so I cannot manage and I cannot construct my sentence in a nice flow. Yeah. That's
Okay,
one of
understand.
the difficulty that I faced previously.
You had attended a conference before and you had to present.
Yes.
And then
Yes,
there
correct.
was
Yes.
Q&A session. Those are the moments that you know that, oh, you couldn't answer the question when it's being prompted in real time. Is it like that?
Yes. Actually, the idea is I have in my brain the idea, but I want to deliver in the nice flow as a professional way. I tak nak lah broken English. So yeah, this I
Understand.
hope this is the platform for me to develop or empower my communication skill.
Thank you very much. Okay, I know it already. Okay, so this will be my advice to you, because when you are reaching for perfection, and then you are trying to find the right words to describe the right situation, and you are trying to use a high, we call it as there are two types of vocabulary. One is low frequency vocabulary. Low frequency maknanya jarang jumpa. So these are another word for bombastic words lah. Okay, so these are low frequency vocabulary, low frequency words dengan high frequency word. High frequency words are the words that we use day to day conversations. The repetitive, a lot of repetitive words. So that those are high frequency. High frequency kita biasa jumpa, frekuensi dia tu tinggi. But then if it's low frequency words are the words that we rarely use. Okay, we rarely use. We can use, no problem, which is good. If you can use it, you use them. Okay, but if you are looking for the right words to describe the situation, those can be a challenge, especially in Q&A session. Okay, we're talking about Q&A tau. Okay, when you speak, let's say kalau you buat monolog, maksudnya you bercakap seorang, orang dengar. Itu monolog. Monolog ialah when you speak on your own and everybody listen. Especially when you are attending conference, you pergi conference ataupun you buat presentation, you attended meeting. Everyone is listening to you sebab there are input that you are going to give. Okay, and kenapa benda tu senang? Because you are prepared. It's a prepared speech. Ada lagi satu jenis prepared yang dipanggil sebagai unprepared speech. Speech yang you tak prepared. For example, when people prompt questions to you after the session, Q&A session, you tak tahu soalan tu orang nak tanya apa. And those are the impromptu speech, spontaneously. You have to answer the question spontaneously. This is when you cannot, for me lah, I would advise you, you cannot wait for perfection in order for you to answer the question. And people are forgiving now. People will forgive you even if you slip. SLIP, slip. Macam when you give a presentation, you give a performance, you give whatever, and then suddenly at the end people ask questions and then you stumble upon words. That is normal. And suddenly tergagak-gagak. For me, that's normal. Or you are looking for words, but then the words don't come out. And then you suddenly say, okay, sorry, I will come back to you. There's nothing wrong with it. Okay, because these are the unprepared speech. It could be the questions that we are not prepared to answer, or it could be something that we can answer, but then we want to give the answer in the most polished way. It is quite impossible. It is possible, but for me, it's quite impossible. If there are impromptu speeches, for example, or Q&A session, orang tanya, kita jawab, orang tanya, kita jawab, ataupun orang tanya, how are you today? Takkan kita nak fikir macam the most complex way to answer the question. So I will advise to everyone here, if you have to answer impromptu speeches or impromptu questions, soalan yang spontan, give the simplest answer. Okay, so the purpose of communication is to make people understand. That is the whole point of communication. You always remember that. The purpose of communication is to make people understand, not to overcomplicate the meaning to the point that orang pun kena fikir balik jawab benda yang cakap tadi. Okay, so if you are to give the answer, try to give the answer in the simplest way possible, because the purpose of communication is to make people understand. even if you don't use low frequency vocabulary or even though you don't use these words. Okay, so nanti you boleh Google balik apakah nama-nama. Ya, macam ni. Okay, guys pernah dengar ke? Aku pun tak pernah. Kan, tak apa. Ini contoh. Kan, Bannon, cliche. Okay, so it's usually for those who are using English as a second language pun kita tak guna sangat pervasive word. For me, it's like as long as you know perkataan, we should encourage. You tahu perkataan encourage, enhance, expand. We have to highlight this. We have to emphasize this. These are verbs that we usually use tau. So remember those words. Okay, emphasize. I need to emphasize. I have to reiterate this because this is important. Reiterate. I akan ulang balik ni. Boleh je cakap repeat. Tapi nak juga bukan. Okay lah, dan ambil lah satu. Reiterate. Okay. Ini contoh. Okay, in other words, you need to repeat something. Reiterate. Okay, so these are other ways of saying this. Okay.
Reiterate.
Okay, you want to repeat, jangan cakap repeat tapi nak cakap other ways to say repeat. Dah cakap lah ni, reiterate. Okay, hopefully orang faham lah. I think orang faham je. This is not that this is low frequency vocabulary, but this is something that people always use in day-to-day conversation as well. Tapi kalau katalah macam tak datang pula perkataan ni bila aku nak guna, then you just use simple words only. Okay, alright, so tak apa. This is for me, the more you speak, which is good tau. If you have attended conferences, I think that you are a good speaker already. Okay, so you are already there. I want you to keep up the good work and believe in your potentials. Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Firas. Okay, anyone else? Okay. Okay, alright. So, ada yang terkeluar tadi? Okay, Okay, perhaps aku tak nak kena introduce yourself next week ke apa? Okay. Miss Suhaila, okay, over to you.
Assalamualaikum everyone. My name is Suhaila binti Syarafuddin. I'm Terengganu, but now I live in Bulim, Kedah. I am 52 years old. If I still have 4 years in service, but for me, learning must go on. Actually, I am a mathematics teacher, but English, because there is a lot of teachers in my school. I teach at a rural school. My best to make interesting and fun for my youth. Although teaching English is a challenge for me, but I always feel that enjoy my pupils to improve their English. Because of this, I feel I need to join a speaking class so that I can improve my English and share the knowledge of pupils. Actually, there are 2 reasons of having difficulties in speaking English. The first one is I have a limited vocabulary. The second is I am afraid of making grammar mistakes, especially for impromptu. Sometimes okay, but sometimes I don't to use the correct words or maybe the sentence structure. However, I believe that I practice more, I can become more correct. So I hope that by joining class, improve my skills and become a better teacher people.
All right, thank you very much, Miss Suhaila. Actually, there were I couldn't hear clearly, but then I get the idea already. Okay, but I can guess what you were saying just now. I think it's just the internet connection. I can guess what you were saying. Even though there were things that wasn't clear, tak clear sikit, tapi I understood. Okay, I like the part where you said that there are two reasons why you couldn't communicate confidently and fluently. One is limited vocabulary. That can happen to anyone and everyone. Even we speak Malay also, there are words kan, there are words that we don't know. For example, boleh tak tolong ambil tu apa kan? Ini tolong ambil tu benda tu. Okay. So there are words also in bahasa that we are struggling. What's more in English, right? So yes, these are the parts that we need to increase more on, especially vocabulary. Afraid of grammatical mistake. Okay, this is very interesting. This can happen to everyone. My advice to you as well is that when we speak bahasa, think about when we speak bahasa. Do we think that whether our tata bahasa is correct or not? Kan? We never think about that. We never think about, betulkah aku guna imbuhan men dengan kan ni? Tak kisah. Kan? Tak kisah. We don't mind. Everyone's listening don't mind. Even if when I went to wash my car, the car was being sent to this one shop, a lot of Nepalese and also Bangladeshis. They said, kakak, kereta mau basuh? Kereta mau basuh, siapa yang nak basuh kereta ni? No one really question, no one really query about your tata bahasa, your grammar is all over. But then I understood completely what he was saying, that yes, saya nak basuh kereta. Okay, so that's it. Okay, so treat grammar the same way you treat bahasa. Okay, because our purpose of communication, again, to make people understand us, not to get an A tau. That's a good thing about this class. That's why I said the class is relaxing. Mistakes are welcome. We learn and we grow from making mistakes as well. And this is the class when you don't need accuracy tau. Kita tak perlukan accuracy. Kita tak perlukan ketepatan or precision. I am not going to give you A ke B ke C ke D. Right? So when we speak, like I said, the purpose is to make people understand, not to get an A. Sebab kalau kita belajar dulu, nak belajar masa sekolah-sekolah, sebab the purpose is, because it's very much exam oriented. The purpose is not to make people understand. Not only to make people understand, but also the purpose is to get an A. So cara nak belajar, nak mengajar lain. So itu beza dia. So for English right now is for you to be able to speak. So the approaches to teaching and learning are different. Okay. So for me, don't be scared of making mistakes. Miss Suhaila, you can actually speak in English well. I like your spirit. I want you to keep up the good work. And I believe that you can actually teach maths in English as well. Okay, so all the best to you. Keep on speaking in English with your students. Okay? All right, thank you.
Okay, thank you, teacher.
Most welcome. Okay, anyone else perhaps? Okay, so let's do it very quickly.
Hi, teacher Aisyah.
All
Sempat lagi ke?
right. Sempat. Okay, Miss
Okay.
Safira. Okay.
All right. Hi everyone. Before that, let me know if my voice stuck so I can switch off my camera. Okay.
So far, so good.
All right. Hi everyone. My name is Nur Safira, and you can call me Fira. I live in Segambut, KL. Currently, I work as business development partner as a freelancer in few industries. One of it is AI and automation industry and manpower supply. So one difficulty I face when using English is sometimes I know what I want to say, but I struggle to express it clearly and confidently, especially in professional conversation, because most of my clients are leads, C-level and business owners from SMEs and large companies. And sometimes they also use bombastic or advanced vocabulary that I'm not familiar with. So yeah, that's my goals. That is the reason why I decided to join this course, because I want to improve my communication skill and my confidence as I'm building my career and also preparing myself to become an entrepreneur in the future. So I believe English is very important to communicate with different people and to open more opportunities in the future. So yeah. That's all.
Thank you very much, Miss Fira. Are you in your 20s, 30s?
I'm 29 this year.
Oh, okay, very good, very good. I like your spirit actually. Very clear, very clear. That is something that I like in this group. I think that you guys are good already. Okay, so yeah, it's very clear. I like the way you sound as well, and it's very straightforward. And I understood completely what you were saying. Sorry, I just need to understand that other goals, goals for this course again, is it for presentation skills perhaps? Anything more specific?
Yes, because I'm doing sales, I need to get deals every month. So I need to do presentation. I need to explain what I do, what I can bring, what is the advantage that I bring to them. Yeah. Other than that, in the future, I need to do workshop to get more leads monthly.
Okay, but then in English, the workshops will be
Yes,
conducted
of
in English.
course.
All right, sure, no problem. So presentation skills, all right. That requires, okay, thank you very much, first of all, Miss Vera. Okay, presentation skills require you to do a lot with your voice projection, eye contact, body language, and everything must be in one. Okay, so that one requires you, for me, presentation skill. If we can meet you guys in person, that is even better. You have to present in front of the real audience. But in this class, of course, there are things that there are limited, but when you practice speaking is one of them as well. Okay, Joe, so keep on speaking in English. In this class is the perfect is a perfect place, it's a safe place for you to learn and to learn to speak as well, to practice speaking most importantly. All right, thank you very much, Miss Vera. Okay, next person. Alright. Yang ni semua pada English. Firdaus. Okay, don't worry. Don't be scared lah. Sebentar dah ke? Okay. Bukan tadi ke Firdaus? Oh, ada dua Firdaus. Okay, so Firdaus, you want to say, okay, siapa ni? iPhone. Nama tak tahu nama. What's your name? Okay, over to you.
Hello.
Hello, hi. Okay.
My name is Saiful Hakimi. I from to Kedah. I new work to international pest control sale. Okay, masalah yang saya hadapi sekarang ni tak pandai bercakap bahasa Inggeris lah. Okay, terima kasih.
Okay. Tak apa. That is a good try. Okay, so that's a good try for you to be able to speak in English pun, to introduce yourself. Also, that is it takes a lot of courage as well. What you can do in this class is that you listen, you learn anything that you can take. Okay, macam tadi Firdaus tadi yang chat tadi tu, ada dua orang Firdaus okay, tak apa. Okay, I would say you learn from other people as well. Yes.
Saiful.
Mr. Saiful, yes, betul. Mr. Saiful, yeah, tak apa, don't worry. You learn from other people, you listen, there are words that you just found, you write those words down. Of course, 4-time classes like this are not enough. If you want to pursue more, there are also other classes as well. One of them, untuk like, let's say lah, you rasa macam you beginners, and then you nak satu safe place yang macam nak belajar slow-slow, boleh juga. The group class ni untuk kita belajar secara general, if you ask me. Okay, that's why it's cheaper. But there's also one class that memang targeted lagi, for me is more effective. If you continue after this lah, in the future, you continue with personal tutoring. I think I had share before this. I think some of you know. Okay, macam personal tutoring ni, I would say is 101 sebab tu dia mahal sikit. Okay, so iklan sikit lah. Okay, so 101. Usually it will be conducted by me. Okay, so 101 class like this will be more targeted, will be more effective. Targeted in terms of contoh, dia tadi orang cakap untuk attend interviews. Okay, dan kita akan ajar untuk interviews, attending interviews sahaja, memang specifically. Because this one is general, this class is generic. Okay, and then let's say kalau kata tadi, I don't know how to start pun, BM je boleh tak? BM boleh. But then, of course, pendekatan untuk ajar pelajar yang beginners, dia kena start dengan benda yang paling basic. Maybe kita boleh start dengan vocabulary yang paling simple. Kita kena buat banyak latihan. Okay, so tapi tak apa. You just listen and just go with the flow. Is that okay?
Okay.
Alright, hopefully you understand. Okay, itulah tak apa. Just start. For you to be in this class pun is an achievement. Okay, alright, thank you. Alright, how about other people? Perhaps, siapa lagi ni? Nama-nama ni. Anyone else? Siapa boleh cakap lagi? Tak apa, kita bagi opportunity. Cepat. Mr.
Hello.
Azri, okay. Over to you. Hello.
Hello everyone and good evening.
Okay, continue, Mr. Azri.
So, currently I work as a project engineer from the ASC company. My one difficult when using the English is communication with client, meeting, presentation. For me, it's very difficult to speak for everyone. But for now, my career has stuck lah, because my problem for English to communicate to the client when English meeting or presentation. One goal for this course, I want to increase my English communication to improve the communication for the client lah, with to improve my career as the engineer lah. That's all for me lah, teacher.
Okay, thank you very much. Okay, yeah, so far so good, Mr. Azri. I understood. Of course, everyone has the difficulty in speaking. For you, when you speak, right? I mean, like, sorry, not everyone has difficulty to speak. I don't think that so far lah. Okay, when I hear you speaking, everyone, you can actually explain yourself well. Okay, so don't be scared. Okay, don't be scared. Sometimes you take time. Okay, for me, in your case, maybe you take time, but it doesn't mean that you are weak in English. You can explain yourself well. That is a very good start. I want you to keep up the good work and be confident with what you have. Okay, and of course, when you say that there are problems when you want to communicate with the clients or during presentations, these are the things that we will work more on. Okay, so we will learn and we will do a lot of exercises, and I will give you things to read as well, so that everyone, so not for him only, for everyone as well, so that you will work on. Ada homework, yeah? Okay, there will be homework as well for you to do. I will send it to you from time to time. Don't worry. Jangan rasa terbeban tau. Okay, kalau rasa tak sempat masa nak buat latihan ke apa, tak apa. Okay, kita akan discuss together in the class juga. Okay, alright, don't worry. Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Azri. Okay. Mr. Firdaus tadi tak nak cakap ke? Yes.
For example, I want to say the satu ayat, but one I don't know the what can English. I stop one sentence. Kan contohlah saya nak cakap satu ayat tu lah, presentation ke apa, satu kata saya tak tahu, jadi saya tak start tu, tak boleh cakap dia satu ayat.
Dia macam mana kan? Okay, so for me,
itu masalah saya selalu hadapi lah.
Okay, faham. Dia perkataan tu tak datang bukan sebab perkataan tu memang tak wujud. Okay, dia ada dua tau. The vocabulary tu ada tapi tak datang. Dia tak datang sebab jarang guna. Okay, it can be that, ataupun perkataan tu tak wujud langsung dalam kepala kita. Kita nak salahkan siapa? Ataupun macam mana cara nak mengatasi masalahnya itu. Okay, my advice to you is that's why we are learners. Sebab itulah kita adalah pelajar. Kalau kita dah pandai, then might as well kita stop je kan. But even as a teacher pun, kalau kita pergi mengajar orang pun, ada benda yang macam tiba-tiba, apa benda ni? Kan? Kita pun Google juga tau. We always Google all the time. For me, make full use of the technology. Make full use of the technology. Whatever that is ulang ataupun ulang dalam bahasa Inggeris. You nak cakap benda, repeat. Perkataan tu datang. And then you tulis je, you type je. Tapi, that's why I said benda ni akan ambil masa. And then, I don't think that banyak perkataan yang you tak jumpa. I think a lot of words, benda yang kita cakap ni adalah repetitif tau. Even bahasa Melayu pun, if you notice, bahasa Melayu when we speak, a lot of words are repeated. Banyak perkataan yang berulang sebenarnya. Same goes to English tau. Okay. Even if you notice words that you use in one day, apa je perkataan bombastik bahasa Melayu yang guna dalam satu hari apa? Cuba beritahu. Tak ada. Semua perkataan tu adalah berulang. Kalau kita tak tahu, kita cakap, can you give me that? Can you give me this? Can you take that thing? Benda tu. Faham tak? But in English, right, apa je perkataan bombastik yang kita nak tambah? Let's say kalau you tak cukup satu, then you Google je lah. Itu saja. For me, make full use of the internet. Dulu tak ada internet macam ni. Sekarang ada internet. Everything is just at your fingertips. My advice to you, every time you are looking for words, just Google it and just translate macam ni pun tak apa. That these are the opportunities for you to learn. And do not skip this part. Because kalau you tunggu, dia tak akan datang sebab dia tak ada. Kan? So dia kena datang dengan mencari. And then kita ingatlah perkataan tu. Okay, so this is one of the techniques lah. These are one of the ways. And tak ada, jangan rasa macam macam tu, rasa lemahnya lah aku. Tak, jangan rasa macam tu. That's why I say these are the opportunities for you to learn. We are all learners. There are things that we know, there are things that we do not know. We do not know everything. That's why we are speaking English as a second language. You know, itu normal, itu logik. Kan? Tapi kita lagi satu benda ialah never compare yourself to other people. Jangan compare diri kita dengan orang lain. Orang lain tu macam cakap fluent, British accent buat tu, American accent. Yang ni ada student yang beritahu macam dia rasa dia rendah diri sangat-sangat sebab kawan dia semua speaking. Dia pun speaking kat, tapi ni kelas 101 lah, ni kelas personal tutoring. I cakap lah, you can speak very well. Why do you have to attend this class? Dia cakap, sebab kawan-kawan dia semua guna accent when they speak. So it doesn't mean that they are better than you. When you use different accent, kalau korang cakap English, British English ke American English ke, doesn't mean that you judge people based on your accent ke. And the thing is, number one, never compare yourself to other people. You orang lain. Kita boleh guna orang lain tu sebagai reference saja, rujukan saja. Maybe dia cakap, okay, if they can do like that, I can do too. Or if they can master as much as that, and dia pun sama, apa beza dia dengan aku? Dia pun manusia, orang Malaysia, orang Melayu, maka belajar sama. If they can do it, then I can do it too. Macam tu je. If you like to compare, then you will feel like you were never enough. Sebab ada orang suka macam, orang ni macam ni, orang macam ni, aku macam ni. Tak, nanti you akan start doubting yourself. You start macam ada benda yang tak cukup. Mesti, sebab these are the human beings tau. Itulah manusia. Tapi for me, if you do not compare yourself to other people, you akan lead a very healthy life. Healthy, okay, your life will be healthy. Okay, so that's it. Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Azri. What you can do for me is when there are words that you couldn't find and it's stuck there, you Google it very quickly, immediately. Tapi let's say lah macam itu adalah perbualan yang orang duk tunggu, takkan kita nak kena Google pula. Well, you just okay. I would just Google lah. I would Google. Masa saya tengah cakap tu, I Google. Tu je. Alright, so sebab tu memang kalau tak ada. Kan? Kalau those words tak ada, memang tak ada. Sekarang ni senang. Everything is just at your fingertips. Sebab itu SPM, Maida orang dapat A in English. Dia macam beza dia orang malas dengan orang tak malas. Orang malas dengan rajin je. Sekarang ni. So the information is just at your fingertips saja. Sekarang ni nak buka, nak cari je. Macam tu. Okay, so tak apa. It takes time. Okay, just so you know guys, Rome was not built in one night or in one day. Macam kita ni, dah belajar esok keluar mata biru rambut blonde, tak. Okay, but at least now you know. Okay, how ways to study. Kenapa kau macam ni? Kenapa macam ni? So you have to change your mindset. Okay, change to become a positive person, a better person from today onwards. Okay, thank you very much. Okay, next, moving on. Ada lagi tak? Yang nama-nama yang tak baca lagi ni. Mana ni tadi? Okay. Okay. Others, Mr. Firdaus tadi kata tak boleh nak communicate tadi tu. Tak, ni Mr. Firdaus yang jauh ni. Sebab ada dua. Macam nak beza ni? Mr. Daus, Mr. Fir. Mr. Fir. Cepat-cepat. Ke next week pula, okay? Okay, if you, Nafa, hi Nafa. Okay, Nafa, do you want to introduce yourself? Okay, Nafa is my old student. Hello. Sekejap. Wait. Yes. Kejap. Ni dia silap kan. Okay, tak apa. I think that the others are not ready, perhaps, ataupun maybe they will need time. Tapi don't worry, siapa yang belum introduce. Tu. Siapa? Who is that?
I want to share something.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, Mr. Firdaus said that satu tak faham apa pun. Okay, saya nak share keadaan saya dulu. Saya pun masa mula-mula dulu saya memang mengajar bahasa Inggeris apabila orang yang expert memang orang yang option bahasa Inggeris lalu saya akan senyap. Because I feel not confident. Tetapi kita kena bantu diri kita kalau nak mahir berbahasa Inggeris kita kena belajar. Tetapi bukan belajar saja. Untuk mahir speaking kita kena bercakap. Kalau kita masuk kelas banyak mana pun kalau kita tak bercakap kita tak akan ke mana. Itu yang saya buat. Saya cabar diri saya. Selepas itu barulah saya ada keyakinan untuk bercakap. Bukan yang bagus sangat tapi saya ada keyakinan untuk bercakap. Siapa lalu pun saya tak kisah, saya belasah je. Okey. Jadi sebab itu sekarang saya nak bina keyakinan lagi, sebab tu saya join kelas ni untuk jadi lebih yakin dan lebih bagus untuk student saya. So saya rasa Fida tak perlu rasa macam takut. Kita cuba dalam grup ni kita cuba sama-sama belajar. Itu sajalah. Terima kasih.
Thank you, Miss Suhaila. That is
maksudnya Puan Suhaila bacalah walaupun tak faham.
Ya, dia macam ni. Dia kalau macam saya selalu masuk. Saya walaupun cikgu matematik, saya suka bahasa. Sekarang ni pun saya memang join kelas online bahasa Inggeris dan juga bahasa Mandarin. Memang saya suka bahasa. Tapi kalau kita belajar saja dalam kelas, tapi bila masa speaking, kita tak berani nak bercakap, kita tak akan ke mana. Kena cuba. Kita banyak kena bercakap, kena mendengar. Itu yang penting.
Saya ni baca boleh, faham juga tak? Macam mana tu? Saya tak faham.
Sekarang ni tak susah. Sekarang ni ada ChatGPT. Kita boleh minta bantuan ChatGPT. Betul tak, teacher?
Saya masuk kelas teacher Aisyah je lah. Tunggu tengok je lah walaupun tak faham.
Aduh, kesian. Alright. Tak apa, insyaAllah. Thank you. Apa tu Firdaus? Mr. Firdaus?
Tak, maksudnya ada yang faham, ada yang tak faham. Saya tak tahu
kesian.
apa yang borak ni. Saya pun tengok je ni.
Okay. Tak apa. Different level of proficiency. Lain proficiency-nya. Tak apa, insyaAllah. I hope that I can help you better. Tapi maybe I will ask admin code to perhaps make one-on-one class with you ke perhaps kan. Tak apa. Kan. So tak apa. It's different macam you jangan rasa lemah semangat pula kan. Macam Miss Suhaila cakap tadi lah. You cannot be scared of making mistakes. Okay, tapi tak apa. I think for your level, I think that is because of something happened at school ke? You tak suka English ke dulu?
Nak kata tak tahulah. Teacher dulu punya
tak masuk kelas
zaman dulu budak-budak nakal.
Tapi ni masa sekolah dulu masuk kelas English tak?
Masuk.
Tapi tak faham juga.
Tak faham juga.
Umur berapa Mr. Firdaus?
Sekarang? Sekarang masuk 30 teacher.
30-an. Okay, tak apa. Okay, I understand this. Okay, this can happen. Benda ni boleh berlaku kepada sesiapa saja. Could be you coming from a school yang rural area. Boleh jadi cikgu tak masuk kelas. Boleh cikgu banyak kursus. Boleh cikgu tak ajar. Boleh cikgu degree lain tapi kena ajar English pun ada. Ini yang saya apa dia?
Apa start nak belajar, teringin nak belajar ni sebab fikir kalau nak pergi travel ke, sebab saya courier. Ada kadang nak cakap orang putih tu tergagap. Jadi bunyi slang British lagi saya.
Cuba cakap, cuba introduce yourself. Boleh tak?
Tak, saya malu teacher.
Itulah malu. Orang Kelantan ke? Bukan? Orang Terengganu, orang Pantai Timur.
Saya memang asal JB. Tapi mak ayah
patut biasa dengar orang cakap English kot tak?
Biasa dengar. Kadang ada juga jawab. Saya cakap-cakap, dia jawab balik, dah saya terdiam.
Diam terus. Oh, okey.
Jadi macam tu. Saya faham.
Takut buat salah ke apa? Takut afraid of making mistake ke? Takut macam orang gelak ke? Boleh jadi juga.
Takut make mistake.
I think because of that. Masa sekolah dulu cikgu strict ke? Masa sekolah dulu cikgu strict ke? Kalau salah kena pukul ke, kena cubit ke?
Tak ada lah macam tu.
Tak ada macam tu. Okay. I have reasons lah. I have reason why I have to I ask the question. Dia macam ni tau. Orang takut buat salah ni, dia boleh jadi macam-macam. Sekolah dulu cikgu strict, cikgu garang. Salah buat, salah kata je, salah sebut, kena marah ataupun kena sindir ataupun kena gelak. Dia boleh jadi background yang beza tau, because I have met a lot of students, ramai sangat student yang mempunyai pengalaman berbeza. Bila dia cerita, kita boleh agak dah dia ni datang daripada situasi yang bagaimana. Okay, contoh ni satu contoh, satu pelajar yang dewasa macam ni, 30-an, 40-an, dia dari keluarga, latar belakang keluarga yang sangat strict, disiplin. Salah kena marah, tumpah air kena marah, kena tu, kena ni. Jadi dia takut buat salah. Jadi dia terbawa-bawa dalam pembelajaran dia. Kalau dia buat salah dalam pembelajaran, dia salah sebut, salah grammar, salah itu, salah ini, dia jadi takut. Jadi dia tak nak cuba. Jadi dia senyap gitu lah. Dia senyap, bila dia macam Puan Suhaila cakap, dia betul. Kalau if you want to learn to speak, you kena bercakap. Kalau kita nak belajar bercakap, kita kena bercakap. Kita tak boleh dengar saja. Kita tak boleh, dia bukan dalam lecture. Cikgu je bercakap 90%, lepas tu nanti cikgu tanya, do you understand? Yes. Tak, dia bukan macam tu. Dalam bercakap, that's why I want you to speak in class. Kalau kita nak kuasai bahasa Inggeris, kita kena keluarkan output tau. Kita tak boleh terima input, terima. Dah bila nak practice lah. You kena practice. Sepatutnya kalau bercakap, you student bercakap lebih daripada cikgu. Cikgu tu 10% je. Cikgu, hello, hi, Assalamualaikum. Okay, introduce yourself. Okay, ataupun hari ni buat presentation. Okay, semua orang akan buat presentation. Cikgu bagi feedback je. Bukan je cikgu ajar teori, tak. Kalau kelas speaking, pelajar yang kena bercakap. That is how you learn how to speak sebenarnya. Dia terbalik dengan maybe kalau you masuk universiti ke, cikgu duk bercakap lecture, duk baca slide. Tak, kalau speaking class, you have to speak. Itu je. Tapi kalau you tak boleh bercakap sekarang, next time you can practice. And lagi satu, jangan takut buat salah. Don't be scared of making mistakes. Apa yang you takut sangat kalau buat salah? Buat salah lah. Kan kita akan dibetulkan. Kenapa takut orang gelak ke? Tak, kita orang tak gelak. I tak gelak. I tak marah orang. Macam I was trained, saya memang kalau masa kita belajar dulu, kita akan bagi tahu student mistakes dialu-alukan. Silakan buat salah. Baik buat salah daripada guna ChatGPT, student hantar essay kan, contoh kan. Kita suruh essay SPM. Sudah hantar, tak ada benda nak dibetulkan, semua betul. Siapa suruh you guna ChatGPT? Dan mana opportunity nak belajar sebab semua betul. Dan tak payah mark paper ni sebab memang dah dapat A dah. And sebab tu saya cakap kalau kata you buat salah and then you know which part that you need to improve more on. So macam tu lah. Kalau kata kat sekolah, masa saya mengajar kat sekolah, sebab saya dulu cikgu sekolah, cikgu MSM. Kalau yang mana gelak tu, saya panggil, okay, you next. You're next. Dia orang pun macam tu kan. Sepatutnya macam tu. You gelak orang buat apa? Kan? You nak gelak orang tu buat salah. Lepas tu you pun budget, you betul lah. Kan? Saya cakap macam ni. Kalau kita nak belajar, you jangan gelak ke orang. Nombor satu. Kita tak boleh gelak orang kalau orang tu salah. Sebab nanti kalau kita buat salah, lepas tu you pula marah, asal kau gelak kat aku. Dah, faham tak? Dia gelak each other. Even my dad yang belajar ngaji ni pun dia cakap macam tu. Oh, kawan-kawan abah kalau abah buat salah, gelak. Jadi dia orang takut nak baca Al-Quran tu. Macam, lepas tu abah gelak, abah pun gelak sama. Dah, you tahu tak macam the culture tu kena berubah. Dia kena start dengan cikgu. Cikgu tu kena cakap, you kalau orang buat salah jangan gelak. You relax je. You senyum boleh. You jangan duk kau macam tu. You senyum kadang-kadang kita terhibur. Tak apa, tapi you jangan over. Jangan over, jangan gelak orang. Sebab apa? Sebab bila you gelak, you perlekehkan orang, okay? And orang tu akan rendah diri automatik. Orang tu akan rendah diri, orang tu akan malu. Kita tak boleh malukan orang macam tu. Itu kita terhadap orang lain. Orang lain terhadap kita pun sama juga, sama. Kita tengok orang tu buat salah. Ataupun orang tu down, orang tu tak boleh nak cakap dalam bahasa Inggeris. Kita tak boleh cakap, asal you dah belajar 11 tahun, takkan you tak pandai English? Kan, contoh, I boleh je cakap, you dah belajar 11 tahun, kenapa you tak pandai English? Tak, I bukan macam tu. I'm not like that. I would say, what are the reasons? Kenapa? Could be anything. It could be the way you were brought up, cara kita dibesarkan. Ataupun it could be the teachers. Kan, cikgu sekolah. Ada je sekolah yang cikgu tak masuk. Ataupun cikgu masuk tapi tak mengajar. Kan, so I don't want to tell you that, but I'm not that kind of person lah. Saya kalau masuk kelas, saya duduk pun tak, saya akan berdiri sampai habis. Sebab nak make sure orang kat belakang nampak kita kan. Bila kita mengajar, kita belajar all out. Kita lagi frust kalau student macam tiba-tiba kita dah siap lesson plan, tiba-tiba dia tak nak buat pula kan. Misalnya tahu kan cikgu. Kita dah all out dah siap punya ni, tiba-tiba masuk kelas, budak pula tak nak buat kerja, contoh kan. Macam itulah. Tapi tak apa. Kita start with whatever that we have. Yang penting semangat tu ada, kan? If you don't mind, teacher, okay, Miss Bella, I'm 39. 39 dah. Masya Allah, tak nak 40 tu. Harap sangat ada formula mudah cakap English. Ya, betul. Dia macam ni lah, Mr. Muhammad. Kalau ada formula tu pun, I nak share juga. Tapi dia tak ada jalan mudah. Dia tak ada jalan mudah. Dia kena slowly but surely. Yang penting, you have to have a positive attitude, kena disiplin, kena committed, kena rajin. I tell you what, orang yang dalam kelas I mesti ada yang rajin. Yang tu lah yang akan dapat. Macam insyaAllah. Yang mesti ada. I mesti selalu jumpa orang yang macam tu. Okay. I need to find who they are. Okay, insyaAllah. I think I know who. Cuma itulah, I rasa macam orang yang semangat ni lah selalunya dia akan berjaya. I nampak. Tapi you kena memang semangat, you kena disiplin, you kena rajin. Rajin tu memang number one. Rajin tak kisah, rajin belajar, rajin membaca, rajin speaking, rajin jawab soalan. Macam-macam. Tapi anything that has to do with English. Dalam sehari jangan tinggal apa saja. You can listen to English songs, English podcast, English apa saja. Tapi English punya input kena ada dalam hari-hari kita, sebab kita ni, kalau if you ask me, my family semua cakap bahasa Melayu, my children cakap English lah, my children, sebab dia orang ni belajar UK punya ni kan, syllabus. Tapi you kena ada input dalam bahasa Inggeris tu, kena ada somewhere. From podcast, songs, you can watch Netflix. Takkan you nak tengok Netflix hari-hari, but once in a while boleh lah. Or you can speak to yourself. Ni paling senang. Talk to yourself, speak to yourself in English. Cakap sendiri dalam bahasa Inggeris. Depan cermin, tak apa. Tak depan cermin, tak apa. When okay, I'm going to drive now. Talk to yourself, tu je. Tapi kena. Wrestling. Apa tu wrestling? Okay, jujur je cakap, tak ada formula. Ya, betul. Sebab itu, kalau orang cakap macam, belajar 12 minggu. 12 minggu? I belajar 20 tahun. Kan? Kita tak boleh. Kalau orang tanya, macam berapa lama saya nak faham bahasa Inggeris supaya, susah ni nak jawab soalan ni. Sebab satu, okay, jawapannya ada kat sini. I think kalau you tengok slide ni ada. How long does it take for you to master English depends on many factors. I cannot give you numbers tau. It's almost like kalau I bagi you 2 bulan, 3 bulan, setahun, 2 tahun, might as well you pergi jumpa doktor. Doktor cakap, okay, makan ubat ni, makan ni. Berapa lama saya kena makan ubat ni supaya saya sihat? It's almost like you ask that kind of question to me. Faham tak? Dah lah, I don't know you, you don't know me, I don't know your level of proficiency. And you start dengan intermediate ke, you start dengan beginner ke, I cannot give you numbers. But one thing for sure, the one thing for sure coming from, coming from, I show you something very important before we leave. Okay, jangan risau, kita akan finish in few minutes. Asal ni pula, okay. I want to show you something. Okay, mana tadi? Ni. From research dia kata mastering a new language tu English lah, ataupun apa saja bahasa baru yang you belajar. English tu is considered as a new language. It's not a work of several hours. It takes more than a decade, 10 tahun for ESL speakers to achieve an acceptable level of communicative competence. At least 10 tahun based on the research. Tapi so sebab tu orang tanya macam, I don't want to give you numbers, nanti terkejut pula. At least 10 tahun. Kan? Takkan nak belajar dengan saya sampai 10 tahun? Tak lah kan. Tapi you kena ingat, kita ni adalah produk 11 tahun belajar bahasa Inggeris. Sekolah rendah, sekolah menengah. 6 tahun, 5 tahun plus 11. Yes. Kita dah boleh dah ni. That's why I said. Semua yang datang ni sebenarnya, you guys can speak. You guys je macam tak tahu aku ni level mana. Kan? You are already, you can speak in English already. All you have to do is you have to increase your vocabulary. Number one. Number two is you have to keep on practicing English. Okay. So itu. Alright, so those are the things that I want you to work more on. Yeah, Miss Sohaila cakap tadi. Wrestling, write, read, speak, talk, listen. Okay, betul? Okay. Ya, betul. Saya boleh bercakap dengan orang lain. Betul. Banyak. I also talk to in front of the mirror as well. Sebab kita tak ada sumber, kita tak ada orang. Okay, yang ni masa when I was in primary, secondary school, memang I talked a lot in front of me. I am from Terengganu, by the way, Miss Sohaila, I'm from Terengganu as well, Kuala Terengganu. Kita tak ada orang yang boleh bercakap dalam bahasa Inggeris. We don't have a person. Tak ada orang dalam kampung tu yang bercakap bahasa Inggeris. Kalau you cakap English, you macam orang gila. Kan, macam apa hal orang ni? Kan, kita pun tak nak jadi orang yang ni, jadi kita cakap dengan diri sendiri. It works. If it works for me, it works to everyone else as well. Tapi I jenis yang pergi cari orang putih dekat Terengganu masa sekolah dulu, sebab dia orang tak judging. They are not judging. Kalau you nak belajar dengan native speaker. Bukan maksudnya bercakap tu, sebab dia orang tak judge kita. Kan, so, kalau ataupun native speaker tak apa, macam contoh orang Spanish yang dia orang cakap Spanish pada orang from Spain, Spanish lah, yang bercakap Spanish tapi tak cakap bahasa, tapi nanti dia nak communicate dengan kita ada satu language which is English, betul tak? Kan, so nanti you memang tak ada lain, tak ada bukan, you kena cakap bahasa Inggeris yang tu. Kalau you bercakap dengan kawan-kawan Melayu in English, dia rasa macam cringe-nya. Faham tak? Benar tak? So tak apalah, kita praktis dengan orang lain lah. Kalau unless orang tu memang nak praktis, jom praktis English with each other. Yes, jom. For 5 minutes. Boleh? Cakap yang English ada orang. Okay, alright. Hopefully it works lah, insyaAllah. So tak apa, jangan risau. This is at least a new start, a new beginning for you. I wish you the best of luck, everyone. Okay, to everyone, I wish you the best of luck. And also, lifelong learners, these are the tools. Okay, kena practice bercakap, kena ada buku vocab, kena banyakkan membaca. Ni macam wrestling ya. Kalau boleh, you ada buku, you kena ada buku journal. You belajar apa hari ni? You tulis. Ni my suggestion to you. Okay, sorry I take some time. And listening tu macam tadi. Kita pun kena mendengar juga. Mendengar apa yang diajar dalam kelas, ataupun you dengar podcast, dengar lagu. Input tu yang kena masuk, tapi kena bercakap tu number one. You have to do a lot of speaking practices. Practice bercakap. Itu maksud dia. Untuk belajar pandai bercakap tu. Vocabulary book kena bawa ke mana-mana saja, di mana saja anda berada, letaklah kat mana pun, tapi jumpa tulis all the time. Memang macam tu. Saya beritahu cerita pasal vocab ni panjang cerita dia, tapi saya pendekkanlah cerita dia. Saya ada buku vocab dari sekolah rendah, darjah 6, form 1, form 2, form 3. Cukup kawan-kawan saya panggil walking dictionary. Saya macam, kenapa kau panggil aku walking dictionary? Sebab kalau kau berjalan, kalau kita orang tanya, kau tahu maksud dia. Sampai satu sekali. Okay, so vocabulary book ni, okay, ni mana contoh vocabulary book? Give me some time, buku vocab. So nak cakap apa tu? Bunyi lain, poyo, alamak. Jack Ma cari native speaker. Crisis, Christopher, mana apa? Saya cakap apa tadi?
Yang nanti teacher, sorry tanya.
Tak apa.
Yang nanti sampai yang post tu, ada buku tu lah. Books, vocab tu.
Tak ada.
Yang teacher tu.
Buku tu hanyalah buku yang korang dapat tu adalah buku English for Communication sahaja. Buku yang ni. Speaking prompts for yang ni. You guys akan dapat buku speaking. Buku vocab tu actually dia tak termasuk dalam package. You akan dapat buku ni je. Tapi kalau you nak, ada dalam TikTok Shop I rasa. So buku ni adalah lain lah. Dia tak termasuk dalam package kelas ni. Tapi kalau you nak, let me see mana buku tu. Buku vocab tu kita jual juga. Sebab buku ni sebenarnya buku ni adalah you guys boleh buat sendiri je. Kalau ada buku latihan, okay, you cari je. Okay, word, meaning, sampailah beribu-ribu lemon. Okay, dalam satu buku ni lah saya buat. Macam ni lah, sama lah. Saya buat masa sekolah dulu. Okay, sampai saya dapat best student untuk English. Macam saya rasa macam, oh, mana student yang bagus yang lain ni. Macam saya fikir, betul ke aku kan? Macam fikir macam tu. Tak, memang it works lah. Maknanya dia berjaya lah. Alhamdulillah.
So ni yang nanti sampai kat rumah ni? Yang sampai?
Tak. Yang sampai kat rumah yang ni. Yang ni. Yang ni yang sampai kat rumah. Satu je.
English for communication.
Okay. Yang ni adalah contoh. Ni buku juga. Okay. Kalau you guys nak, boleh ada dalam TikTok. Cuma kalau tak nak, ni pun boleh buat sendiri. Okay. So yang ni kena ada lah. You guys, bukan kena ada, you guys buat sendiri. You buat nombor, tapi kena ada nombor. Nombor. Sebab apa? Nanti you akan rasa macam, wow, aku dah 1,000 dah. 2,000 dah perkataan. Jangan tulis saja, kena tulis hafal kalau boleh. Ni saya buat. Jumpa, tulis, hafal. Guna. Itu cara dia. Okay, sebab tu dia macam tak ada easy formula. Formula dia tak senang lah. Dia susah dulu. Nanti lepas tu cringe. Ya, betul-betul Miss Darren. Itulah I nak ni tak datang kataan tu. Cringe tu macam mana susah nak sebut ni. Cringe tu macam oh sakit telinga aku. Macam tu. Okay. Alright. So teruskan menulis, teruskan membaca, teruskan continue your journey in mastering English. Saya ingat last perkataan yang saya dapat adalah 10,000 patah perkataan yang saya tulis dalam buku vocab yang saya hafal. 10,000 at least. Okay, so hari-hari macam, yelah, dia tak susah, tapi bila you dah dapat semua, insyaAllah dia akan jadi senang. Okay, so thank you very much everyone for staying until this time, and thank you and sorry for taking your time. We'll see you next week. Nanti I will share with you notes in the WhatsApp group. Okay, so wish you the best. See you when I see you. Bye. Assalamualaikum.
Thank you, Miss.
Most welcome. Bye everyone.
Bye-bye.